Welcome back once again, folks, to Starladder Season 8, Day 17 coverage here on Beyond the Summit. We've got our last match of the day coming up, and it is going to be Alliance versus Flipside Tactics RU. I'm Zyori, joining me once again is Syndrin, and now we've seen many games of Na'Vi today, Syndrin, and we get to see the mighty Alliance. Oh, damn it! I said it again. The awesome Alliance going to be here in our last match
they are
today.
mighty.
Gotta break that habit. They truly are mighty. It's fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're definitely mighty in this tournament. They're actually currently in the top 1 position. They are topping the charts because next.kz lost both their games today, so now they're tied for first place with 9-3 as their score. Now, that puts them in a little bit of the opposite position of Flipside, who are currently placed 16, and I would assume the 2 victories they have, they're 2 and 7, are against Espera and 4FC, who are out of the tournament, so they've given death losses to every team.
Yes.
So I think Flipside has still to win a game, and this is not going to be the easiest team for them to grab their first win of the tournament against, because Alliance, they've had their ups and downs since TI3. Did recently win their first tournament since TI3, which was the Fragbite Masters that they took the grand final against Fnatic, I believe, and they're also in the final 4 of the D2L, which will be played out against, I don't remember which 2 Asian teams it is. I think it's Vici Gaming and one more. Maybe it's LGD or IG. But Alliance seem to have found their way back. They do have a little bit of... they're not, I wouldn't say as consistent as they used to be, because that's almost impossible. They used to be so incredibly consistent, especially during TI3. But they have they've been looking pretty promising once again. Getting used to the new version took them a while, but now it seems like they're there.
Absolutely, and it seems that Alliance have been experimenting a little bit, and especially in the matches such as this here in the round robin of Starladder, where they are the heavy favorites. We've seen Alliance over the past few days experiment a little bit with their drafts. We've seen Loda do a 1-position Death Prophet. We've seen 1-position Slark in 2 separate occasions. We've seen an offlane Slark. We've definitely seen Alliance do things a little bit differently. Admiral Bulldog has been trying to hone his skills on that Elder Titan. Probably going to be a Bulldog Titan here in this matchup. And he's still working on it. It's a work in progress. We haven't seen the biggest Elder Titan plays, but certainly not the smallest either. So expect some interesting picks here from Alliance, and I think if Flipside don't ban out Slark here, he may be grabbed in that 3rd or 4th pick coming out of Alliance.
Yeah, it could definitely be a choice here. Not a bad pick so far, but then again, I'm still like, I don't know what's good against Slark anymore. I had my opinion before his new ulti, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess solid team fight so that he can't really go into the AoE, or very high burst damage together with stun is still good. But depending on the timing of the Slark, he can stay alive through pretty much everything, with a good Dark Pact as well as ulti combo.
Well,
but
Quap
doesn't
seemed
look
to do
like it's
pretty
the
well.
choice just yet. Yeah, the lane counter is definitely an option. He's not too hard to counter in lane, it's more about later on. Now, okay, IO Chaos Knight for Flipside, so a classic combination of global heroes, and Alliance will be getting a Dragon Knight. Do you still think Slark is going to be their choice here? I don't see why it wouldn't be good, but Lifestealer, okay.
Yeah.
Very stable Alliance draft.
Yes, this is going to be a much more straightforward game. We actually did see Alliance run Wisp in either the last match they played in Starladder or the match before that, and they had a very well-executed Wisp game. Alas, that won't be the case here. But yeah, with the Dragon Knight, not so sure Slark is going to be picked up, and even with the Lifestealer, now it's looking pretty dark for that last pick. Venomancer could be something they want to choose here. He is a support. Pardon me, he was banned out. My mistake, I just noticed that. So, and their Chen going to get banned out here. I suppose Enchantress could be an option for them.
Yes, there's quite a few options, actually, for Alliance, because if they are indeed putting the Elder Titan on the offlane, which it looks like, pretty much any sort of support could be a choice here. Lich is also still in, which I'm not sure Alliance picks that frequently anymore, but a Lich Elder Titan offlane could definitely work. And whoa! Somebody's got nothing to lose. We're gonna get entertainment, if nothing else, out of Flipside Tactics here. I think...
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but even should they win the rest of their games, I think a lot of things need to happen in a very particular way for them to even have a chance at reaching top 4. Like, top teams need to lose against each other in special ways.
I
and
think with 7 losses, it's impossible. The only
Pretty much.
The slim possibility is if there was some like insane, like crazy tie, but with
Good
teams
call.
amassing losses. Wow, it is going to be the Enchantress. All right, feeling good. Pat myself on the back. One of Ake's signature heroes. Not the hardest thing to guess at, but I think it's basically impossible for Flipside. So as you mentioned, they're going to have some fun here. I'm curious about the laning situation though. Is this going to be a mid MEEPO? I think it kind of has to be.
I think they're running Crystal Maiden Meepo bottom and the IO Chaos Knight mid.
Okay.
Wait, I always... No, they're running Meepo Crystal Maiden top. They're the Dire, right? But the Dire is still on bottom.
No, they are
board.
they are
so
the Radiant.
confusing.
Yeah,
They're the
Flipside or Radiant.
the Radiant is on bottom, yeah, that's right. Okay, I still sometimes get confused with that. No, Alliance is Dire.
Yeah. Alliance is Dire, Flipside Radiant.
Yeah, I meant Flipside is Radiant. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I
Or
confused
did
you
I?
then. My
I
mistake.
confused myself. Okay, I'm totally lost. Let's start over. Flipside on the Radiant. We'll put Meepo Crystal Maiden bottom and Chaos Knight IO in mid. I think that's the most reasonable choice. The only problem with that is if Alliance sniffed that out, they could run an aggressive dual lane with Enchantress in the jungle, and Meepo really can't deal with that in the early game. This hero is one of the weakest heroes in the game in a very early level. Doesn't really provide you anything. Has terrible damage. He's melee. He has a snare if he can land it, which is hard, or poof, which is melee, or he has to cast on himself with a very small AoE around him. So doesn't bring much to the table. But Alliance, it looks like they're just going to let him farm, which, I mean, if they're confident enough in their situation, they can do that. But a free farming Meepo can actually pretty quickly get out of hand. His biggest weakness is the early game, and if he's not contested in any way, he can have an impact that's significant. And Alliance don't have really hardcore single target damage apart from Lifestealer and maybe the Soul Assumption, so a lot of people consider the counters to Meepo to have a lot of AoE so that you can lock down the Meepos at the same time, but the way the hero works, you kill one of them. So if you have hardcore single target, that's the best counter.
Yeah.
Well, Alliance, Impetus, and Soul Assumption, probably their 2 best options of dealing with it right now. But if he gets a good start, they might not have the damage up yet to actually put a lot of...
So, I do like Meepo's little hat, though. He does have a cute little set for him. So, at the very least, if they don't do well, he will be here in style with that Mad Hatter, rare fancy hat he's got going on. Big fan of the Meepo cosmetics. So, it looks like you were right, my friend. Meepo is going to be down in the bottom lane here, supported by the Crystal Maiden. The Meepo is going to be controlled by Legion the Slayer, and he is going to be supported by Bulk here on the Crystal Maiden. In the mid, it will be one of their stand-ins, Sayao Layao, going to be on the Chaos Knight. Sheasley going to be on the EO, and in the long lane, it will be Afterlife playing on the Timber Saw. Now on the Dire side, of course, the fan favorites here, it is Team Alliance. Admiral Bulldog going to be in the off lane on one of the heroes he's now trying to add to that repertoire, the Elder Titan. And he's going to be off to a slow start here. He's going to get harassed back by Bulk. In the mid lane, it is going to be S4 playing on the Dragon Knight. Ake going to be in the jungle on that Enchantress. Does have a Centaur already smoked up, looking to set up some early action. EGM going to be on the Visage, and Loda, of course, going to be on the Lifestealer up in the top lane. So we'll see where Ake ends up here. He is going to smoke around. We'll go down to that bottom rune position, and looks like he does want to head down to the bottom. So Alliance not going to give this Meepo too much breathing room here. Maybe he's going to cycle around to the mid. And, oh no, just using it to move into the Radiant jungle and take a more aggressive position. We'll throw down a ward right in the middle of the jungle here to get a little bit of vision control here for the Dire.
Yeah, this is a very smart play from Ake. He's, in my mind, top 2, if not top 1 player to look at to figure out how to play rotating Enchantress and Chen in the early game. Probably tied with Puppy. I would guess those are the 2 players you would generally turn to get an idea of that. Now, they are going to try to go in on Buick. I'm not sure if they can actually manage to do this. Finally, Enchant comes off cooldown. Yeah, they definitely will. There's the Stomp, there's the Clap. Boom, first blood for Ake. And the smart thing about... Oh, wow, they're even going to get the Meepo. He's locked in.
Oh, those creeps.
Oh, no.
Oh, poor little Meepo. That was unfortunate. Those creeps really working against him. That was sad.
A very solid rotation from Ake here, and the idea is he doesn't need the smoke for the initiation. The most important thing for him is that the enemy doesn't know he's inside their jungle, because they know he started in his own jungle since they haven't seen him down here at all and the Crystal Maiden has been hanging around. But they don't know he crossed the river. And that's enough, and he's doing the exact right thing by focusing on the bottom lane like I pointed out earlier. Meepo terrible on the early levels, and his help isn't needed up top. Loda's going to be just fine together with Visage against this Timber Saw.
Yeah. You are absolutely right, and Ake off to a good start here. Now is going to find himself a Wildling Ripper. In terms of last hits, let's see how the poor little MEEPO is faring. He is going to be 8-1, and right now Bulldog actually doing pretty well. He's going to be sitting 11-1, as he has had a little bit of farming room with Ake in the jungle. It is pulling the attention of the supports here. Sheasley on the Wisp, as well as Bulk on the Crystal Maiden, not focusing around that bottom lane and making MEEPO's life a bit more difficult. S4 seems like he's having a pretty good time in the mid lane here. He is sitting 13-2, and wow, this CK 12-5. He's doing pretty well as himself. So pretty even in the mid. S4 faring very well considering it is a 2v1.
And what I would like to see from the Wisp is some pulls toward the mid lane, because when you're running a dual lane mid Wisp on the Radiant side, you can get hit by the small creep camp there, or the medium creep camp as it is now, and then tether to your melee wave in the mid and actually pull them. The unfortunate thing for him is that there's no range creeps in that camp. That makes it a lot harder. The timing is... I'm actually not even sure if it's possible anymore with just melee creeps in that camp, so... Looks like he is trying, he has stacked it, but no luck so far for him.
Yeah. Well, at least he is level 3, as we saw in the last match where we saw Wisp. Getting those early levels is very important. He needs to hit level 6 in a pretty timely manner, and this dual lane mid is going to be a sure way to make that happen. He's now level 3 and doing notably better than the Wisp we saw in the last match. He is going to continue to stack here, or at least try to stack, as he pulls this double stack hard camp, and this stack is not going to happen, but still just slowly ticking them down. Do the Wisp balls? Yeah, okay, they do some damage to these neutrals. Oh, up in the top, Afterlife maybe in a little bit of trouble here. Visage going to throw some nukes. Loda did use the open wounds already, a very short range Timber Chain, and Afterlife not going to be pursued, though he is going to be ticked down reasonably low and will survive.
Forced to pop his salve at least, but he's doing well. Level 5 on the off lane at 4 minutes is great, and it's because this dual lane, they can secure low to the free farm, but they can't really keep a Timbersaw away. They don't have the right heroes for that. And to be honest, there's not many 2-hero lanes that can actually keep Timbersaw away.
Oh no, 13 hit points to spare. MEEPO now has his second MEEPO on the field, and almost finishing him off. Did get a couple of nice poofs, and literally 13 hit points, and Bulldog will survive. That would have been a big kill for Flipside, because you were just talking about how well the Timbersaw is doing. Bulldog doing about the same, very comparable in experience. And on the last hit chart, Bulldog actually has a few more, 17-3 versus the 11-1 of the Timbersaw. So it would have been a very valuable kill there. MEEPO could have put one up on the scoreboard, but unfortunately just not going to be able to make it happen.
And nice timing here for the Timbersaw up top. He pulled his creep wave in to try and farm the big camp, and actually sees the rotation from Ake there, so now he knows that the Enchantress is in the neighborhood. And with the right combination of creeps, that can kill him on the lane. Until Visage hits level 6, I don't think he has to be that scared of Loda as well as EGM. But when Ake joins, things change quite a bit.
Yep, and Ake will find himself a Centaur, going to smoke up right away upon finishing off the miniature Centaur in that camp, and he's going to take this same path he did in the opening that really worked well for him. He's going to smoke up, rotate in front of the Roche Pit, down by that bottom rune spawn, and he'll move straight into the jungle, where he might find himself a Crystal Maiden. Although Crystal Maiden is stationed about the high ground, that will reveal the smoke. Enchant going to be used. In comes the Centaur stun, the Astral Spirit. Crystal Maiden going to be slated to fall. Ake going to finish him off as Bulldog rotates his way over. Does a bit of follow-up to Astral Spirit. Now, EO and Chaos Knight coming in. They want to try to make something happen here. Looks like they've got Bulldog sit on their sights. He is level 6, does not have Earth Splitter. Ake going to use the Nature's Attendants. S4 going to rotate his way in as well. MEEPO going to make it here. MEEPO going to be in big trouble. Down he goes. S4 going to be the one to grab that kill. Now the Chaos Knight going to be forced to about face. S4 ready to pursue, but Bulk going to be back and is going to throw the Frostbite. Dragon Tail comes out, but it won't be enough for a kill. Now Alliance will try to retreat towards home. This Chaos Knight trying to Reality Rift to get fogged right there, but they turn it around. Enough mana for a Breathe Fire. Will secure a kill on the Crystal Maiden, and that will continue the Alliance domination streak. 5-0 here at the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, I think this is a really happy guy. Happy Alliance fan, just received a multi-kill Alliance prize. Play hard, go pro, with 2 bracketed A's in his nickname, if you check that out on the left-hand side. So congratulations. I guess that is...
I guess well done. Good job.
Die-hard Alliance fan. Oh, well done. You won the raffle.
Well, go buy a lottery ticket, my friend. The luck is with you. So, all the while, though, Loda just soaking up the free farm. He is the last hit leader by a huge margin here. Going to be 43-13. Although he needs to be a little bit careful here. Is going to dive the tower. Wants to pursue on this Timbersaw. Timber Chain away, and Loda... Oh, man.
Oh, wow, almost.
He is going to survive, but still very close, yeah. Going to use that solve, and we'll make it back. Drum of Endurance, Loda not going to get the Hand of Midas here. Does have Phase Boots, Orb of Venom, and now going to get the drums.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Alliance already early on. They did pick a very solid draft and have good laning so far, and MVP clearly of this early game has been Ake on the Enchantress. This is the kind of early rotations you really want to get from your Enchantress because it opens up the map so much. And Admiral Bulldog is level 7.5 on the offlane because of these rotations where they've been able to pick up kills. S4 did fine in mid as well with his Dragon Knight. I have to say against this dual lane he's getting more than he should. I'm not sure if they were intimidated by Ake being in the enemy jungle or not, but looking very good for Alliance. They take their first tier 1 tower as well. And just once this jungle gets taken away from Flipside, where does MEEPO go? Because that's the biggest problem this hero has. He needs his own jungle to level up early on. That's how he gets the snowball effect, because he can farm that very fast with Poof. But he can't really go in there. Alliance has already sealed it with 2 Observer Wards.
Yep, they've been non-stop about that aggression here. Ake did put one down earlier, it expired, and he's now replaced it here around that 8.5-minute mark. And Alliance just going to continue pressing forward here, recognizing that Flipside want the space to allow that CK and MEEPO to farm up, and they're not going to give them any extra breathing room here. S4 just going to burn the Elder Dragon form, and this tier 2 tower down here in the bottom lane is going to start getting chipped away. Although they're not going to overcommit. They'll take some free damage if they can find it, but I don't think they really want to take a team fight here. Elder Titan, level 7, 4 points in Astral Spirit, 3 in the natural order. Looks like he is going to go the 0-4-4-0 build, so still no points in that Earth Splitter. But, yeah, things still looking pretty solid here. I think you're absolutely right about the Ake being the big playmaker. He is 2-0-2, and he's set up those early kills to go in for an early earn as well to grab a little bit of extra sustain.
Good choice all around from Alliance so far in terms of items, in terms of laning. What they're doing overall, almost a mistake up top there from Loda with an overextension, but did get away with it, so can't really fault them for anything so far. It's been very solid. And I'm just expecting them to keep taking advantage of the fact that they're getting high levels on their supports. Crystal Maiden is level 4, Io level 5.5, will have relocate kind of soon, but it might be too late. Because if Alliance are able to gather up and start taking team fights, that kind of takes the power of the relocate away. And Alliance has a great lineup for brute forcing the base. They have a Dragon Knight with the Elder Dragon form, they have a Raging Lifestealer, they have the Visage Birds, they have Enchantress Creeps, and they have an Elder Titan with the Astral Spirit, so... Gonna be a tall order for Flipside Russia. They have to find a way for this MEEPO to get into play, but I just don't know what he can do right now.
Yeah, it's very hard. You know, No Tail is known kind of as the MEEPO master, and I did have an opportunity to interview him a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago. It was a little while ago, but we asked him about MEEPO, and he said, you know, he's just not strong enough right now. It's too hard to farm, and when you grab a MEEPO, everyone knows how powerful he can be, so that kind of puts a target on your back. We will see it engaged down here in the bottom. Oh yeah, I've caught all of it. EO gonna get picked off. The Earth Splitter comes. A lot of low health heroes here for Flipside. Ake throwing that impetus down the way of MEEPO. He is gonna move into the trees, but oh no! The Chakram going to cut it down, and that will give Ake the vision he needs to get that last auto attack off. Poor MEEPO going to fall. It's going to be a 3-0 down here in the bottom lane. And this CK and MEEPO, I don't think they're ever really going to get a chance to get off the ground here in this match.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not looking like it right now, that's for sure. They just got a 3-0. They're getting the tier 2 tower, and meanwhile, there were only 3 heroes down there, Alliance. They still have Loda and EGM at the top lane. EGM's going to get level 6 now. That's Familiars online, and Loda continuing his free farm. He's doubling up the CS of the Chaos Knight in the top lane, and I think this is this going to be another 1k per minute game? It's already closing in on it, both XP and gold on 7.5 thousand at 10 minutes.
Yeah, today is the day of sort of the imbalanced matchups. The Na'Vi and Alliance, there's 6 games, there were 4 Na'Vi or Alliance matches, and all of them against relatively lower seeded teams. So we have had a fairly one-sided day here, but such is the nature of a 18-team round robin, sort of destined for that kind of stuff to happen. S4 will find himself with a haste rune here and is going to have the surprise inside. Loda finally ready to leave that top lane, and he does have that Drum of Endurance complete. S4 going to hop forward here, and Fest going to pop out. Little MEEPO, oh man, he's going to hop aboard that train that takes him back to the well. Unfortunately, it's an expensive ticket.
Dire's middle
Oh, it's not
tower
that
is under
expensive. He doesn't
attack.
have so much gold, so he didn't pay so much for it.
Alright, fair enough.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, it was a lame joke,
yeah.
I admit. I'm just trying here. Game
Well,
6, it's when the silliness
Tickets get
comes
more
out.
expensive the more the game progresses. It's an exotic destination, but the closer we get to prime time. S4 with a great rotation here does take the tier 2 tower and immediately TP's mid to get the most possible out of his Elder Dragon form. Might as well start applying pressure on another tower. And finally, the first kill on the board for Flipside. Relocate does manage to catch off the Visage up top together with Timbersaw, and now they've got to hurry really back to mid, or really fast back to mid, sorry, but it's already too late.
Yep.
Alliance with the third tower of the game.
Yep, and sorry to Flipside, I did miss their first kill on the board, and I apologize for that one. Was not ready for the Visage to get jumped upon there in the top lane. But a little gold boost for the Chaos Knight, not so bad. Now going to be able to finish his powered shreds. Timbersaw has himself a pair of arcane boots, and it looks like an urn is going to be completed on the Wisp here once he gets back to the bank to pick it up. So they are getting that first round of core items in there, but oh no, Ake has now grabbed himself a Hand of Midas, so his farm is going to continue to be scary. And down here in the bottom, looks like he does want to tango with this MEEPO. Going to start chucking that impetus the MEEPO's way, and this is going to be a solo kill, I think. Ake just going to easily finish him off. MEEPO, nothing to do right there. You run and the impetus does more damage, you stand your ground and Ake just kills you. Really not much he could have done.
It's looking grim when these kind of plays can come out.
Yeah.
When the position 4 can kill your position 1, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Ake might be losing his life for it now. Oh, nice fogging there of the stun. He won't fog this one.
Yep. Stun.
And Reality
Rift.
Rift, he's done for.
Gonna be an easy kill. Chaos Knight gonna grab that one. A nice 650 gold bounty. Gonna go the way of the Chaos Knight. So steps in the right direction here, though. As I've said a few times in this cast today, nothing comes for free, and Alliance will grab that tier 1 tower up in the top lane, while the rest of them try and focus down Ake. Now, Afterlife in a little bit of trouble. Does have a Timber Chain available, but they will be able to stun him down before he's able to Timber Chain away. That will be a free kill the way of Alliance, and now going to start chipping away at this tier 2 up in the top. No glyph available, so Flipside may be hard-pressed to defend it. Relocate is off cooldown, so they could try and pop in and do something, but doesn't appear that will be the case as the tier 2 in the top falls. Total tower count going to be 5-0 now in favor of Alliance. And now that gold graph getting close to that 1k mark here. Upwards of about 12,000 lead for Alliance.
Yeah. Once this updates, it might actually be another 1,000 gold per minute lead. But might actually have been updated already. But they're going to get a little bit more here on bottom. Unless, doesn't look like it. Chaos Knight will be falling. Lotus already doing a lot of damage. Wisp. Yeah.
Gonna make it out.
He has the choice right now if he wants to bring a friend and get him killed as well, or if he's gonna do it alone.
Yeah,
is he gonna bring Timber, really?
Gonna be coming back. Timbersaw is back. And Loda actually taking a lot of damage, but now Timbersaw gonna be left all by his lonesome. Earth Splitter comes out. He tries to Timber Chain across, but Sacrificial Lamb perhaps. Wisp gonna tether to a creep. Sheasley might be able to make the great escape.
I don't think Timber is happy with this decision. I would be mad. He got ported back in and killed for it.
Oh
no.
Spirit. Well, EO gonna force him to be the sacrificial lamb there. A little bit of greedy Wisp. He will survive. Yeah, I think they saw Admiral Bulldog at about 2/3 health and said, hey, we can get a kill on this Elder Titan. And they just weren't ready for that surprise inside. Loda popped out, and that was a pretty easy turnaround. And now Alliance may be able to fashion themselves a tier 2 tower kill in the mid lane. Get to finish off all of the outer towers for Flipside. 13-2 here at the 15-minute mark. Things just keep getting worse. Item progression continuing on. Visage just going to go ahead and right-click some Boots of Travel. First item, Boots of Travel, because, well, I mean, why not?
Yeah, they're good. Makes you move fast, and then you can teleport. Good on any hero.
Yeah. And there's a mech coming out on the old Elder Titan as well. You know, sometimes I just want to call him Tarn Chieftain just to spite Blizzard in their copyright battles. Because he is Tarn Chieftain in my heart.
Oh, Crystal Maiden. Gonna get blown apart. S4 gets the initiation. Might be overextending a little here. Nah, he's not. There's no backup yet ready.
Visage,
MEEPO is split pushing top the best he can.
Yeah. He did clear out a tower. And Visage did actually just BOT to one of his familiars, but now Wisp gonna fall, and this Chaos Knight, oh, ouchie. He's gonna get blown up, and that will be a 3-0 here, this bottom tier 3. Gonna be slated to fall. MEEPO gonna give up on his efforts to push the top lane. He wants to defend the base. He's back and ready for action. Does now have power treads. Got that point booster. Well on his way to a scepter. But it's gonna cost him a Crystal Maiden. Book just gonna get right-clicked down. One of the other casters just disconnecting. He's ready for bed. He's had enough. So one of the Asian casters. Yeah.
I'm out.
It's 9 in the morning there. He's like, you know what?
Go. 1,000 gold per minute advantage gained by Alliance at the 16-minute mark. Oh, EGM is in a lot of trouble. He's gonna die here.
Uh-oh.
They might be getting some collateral here. Never mind. That's Alliance.
Yep. Down goes MEEPO. Down goes Chaos Knight. And of course, Visage, one of the best targets to fall because he has boots of travel. So look at that. He's back in the battle already. Although Admiral Bulldog, he's gonna overcommit. A buyback does come from the CK. Bottom tier 3 falls. The racks are still alive. There's the Reality Rift onto Ake. We'll be able to get those Nature's Attendants out before the stun comes. Though it won't be enough to keep him alive. Lifestealer going to be able to grab the kill onto the Chaos Knight. Loda now going to chase down this poor Crystal Maiden. Down she goes. But Alliance actually going to concede some deaths here. Visage going to fall once again. S4. Oh, just barely. Loda as well. Close call. But they will make it out. Vlad's has been picked up on Loda for a little bit of additional lifesteal. MEEPO now the lone defender of this exposed racks down bottom. And I think he's going to be hard-pressed here. All right, getting connect.
Double rebuy. Ake could be in trouble here. He's been netted up twice, but they're going to relocate in behind. That's not where they would want to go, I believe.
Uh-oh.
But I guess Timber is like, finally I get my revenge. This time it was the Wisp getting killed for it. He does get out.
Yep. So, Alliance having a little bit of fun here. They will finally clear out the racks, but safe to say this one is pretty much over. They will grab a kill on S4. Timbersaw going to get taken out. Buybacks aplenty coming out on the field. Almost everyone with buybacks on cooldown. Loda as well as the Crystal Maiden. Book here, the only two that have yet to burn their buybacks, partially just because Loda has yet to fall. But everyone else actually with their buybacks on cooldown here. Oh, pardon me, MEEPO just doesn't have enough gold. But yeah, plenty of buyback cooldowns here. I don't know, Cindering. Could be a little scary for Alliance. Everyone's on buyback cooldown. I don't know.
They have to be a little bit careful here that they don't give away their 25,000 gold advantage at 18 minutes. It could happen. There is a way. They need to go to the bottom left with all their heroes a couple of times. And then Flipside will be back into this. But right now, Alliance, they're not here to feed kills. They're here to win the game with a Blink Dagger on Visage. So he's ready to get in the fight and get off these soul assumptions right away. Loda in a little bit of trouble, actually. Does get out.
Ooh, thought those Wisp Spirits might be enough. Yeah, there we go. The stun onto Ake.
Or maybe not.
Oh, they're going to turn it around. The Wisp going to fall. The MEEPO going to be able to grab a kill on the Enchantress. It will cost him everything. He is going to buy back now. Did have enough gold following that kill. Might be able to grab another one. At least MEEPO getting some kills up on the board here.
Don't see a blinking Visage every day. That's something special, Loda. Loda. Oh, okay. He still had the armlet ready. It was not. And now MEEPO's going to run in.
Yep.
I sacrificed my life to the death god.
Oh, poor MEEPO. I really want to see a game where MEEPO is able to win, but it really is true. He can snowball so effectively that when teams see a MEEPO, they just think, you know what, we need to make this a priority. And they hunt him down. No Tail has done his surprise MEEPO a few times, and at this point, it's everyone just knows about it too much. So there needs to be another surprise MEEPO player somewhere.
They wanted to relocate EGM, but they found a surprise Loda.
Yep.
It's gonna go on to Shields. Will get him, but he's probably gonna pay for his life with his life for this. Let's try to say it the right way. Loda will go down at
1,200.
How does Timbersaw have 4k gold? How did that happen?
Shutting down all those sprees, man. You get a nice bounty.
He got a lot of gold. All right, time for the rapier, boys.
The rapier comeback.
Or a Dagon.
The Dagon comeback. Looking at the inventories, we've got 4 Boots of Travels here for Alliance. We know where their money's going. They want to have that mobility.
I called it.
It really is. All right, Timbersaw is ready.
This makes me happy. And he went for a Dagon right there. Oh, this is going to be great. He's just looking to one-shot heroes left, right, and center if he can get away with it. Admiral Bulldog is going to get scouted out. Nice use of spirits here. Explosion does give him away, but he moves pretty quickly with his own boots of travel, so he's gonna get out of there.
Yeah, no, they're all gonna survive. Okay. Ake just trying to make good use of that Midas. He's just farming away here in the jungle. Looks like he may want to grab a Dagon of his own. There it is. That's a Dagon apiece here.
Radiant's middle barracks are
It's
under
gonna get
attack.
crazy. Loda grabbed himself an S and Y. Shadow Blade on the Dragon Knight.
Radiant's middle barracks
Blink
is
on the
falling.
Visage now. Blink on the Visage. Oh man, that's not one I've seen. Uh-oh, EGM gonna use it to much avail right there. We'll be able to survive. Sticky
Radiant's
situation.
tower is under attack.
Oh, here we go. Loda's gonna go in on the Chaos Knight. There's the Timber Saw. Does drop the ulti, not really dealing enough damage. MEEPO blown up by
Oh,
the Elder Titan ultimate, and he's gonna try to pursue the Crystal Maiden here. Blink from EGM, seals the deal. Getting 4. Will they get 5? Nice hiding spot. No, he gave them a path in there.
oh.
Oh no.
Well,
Down goes the Timber, and down goes the game. I am afraid for
Yeah.
Radiant's
Flipside.
middle
That-
tower
I'm not.
Maybe
They
it.
do have short respawn times. They're gonna come back. They're not conceding.
they're gonna stand their ground
Still
here.
win.
But now the creeps push it in. Despite the short timers, these tier 4s, well, looking like they're gonna fall. The glyph does come out. One last effort here. Maybe? No, Sheasley. Oh, that Dagon into the well. Ake, you dog.
Radiant's middle tower is falling.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Dire's structures
Well,
are fortified.
Alliance gonna have a bit of fun here.
EGM, where's your
No.
blink now?
Oh,
Phantasm used. He should commit for some more kills here. There's the Dagons coming out. Dagon 3 for Loda. Dagon for Elder Titan.
Radiant's ancient is under
Here
That's
we
it.
go. EGM's
Loda.
looking to try to end the game. No, he's gonna go on Buick.
poor Meepo. Bulk just gonna
Radiant's ancient is under
get dropped. Chaos
I
Knight.
think you've said poor Meepo more than anything this game.
Poor, I feel bad for him. I mean, it really is poor Meepo, man. Like, this poor little guy. He just wants to farm. I mean, right now Meepo's net worth is 250.
Alliance victory.
Oh, God. I mean, I can't think of a better way to express how I feel about this Meepo. I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, when you try this, you need to really safeguard him and make sure he gets strong enough, but they couldn't do it. The Crystal Maiden down there was enough. After the first rotation from Enchantress, it's really hard to be Meepo in that scenario. Then other support needs to calm down, or they need to do some sort of a rotation that gets him back in the game, but
Yeah.
Flipside just lost pretty much everywhere. I think the Timbersaw played pretty well this game. Both in his lane, he didn't die, he got a lot of levels. The team fights, he did a lot of damage in, but everyone else was really crippled from the start and just couldn't really make an impact in the game. So,
Yeah.
solid win for Alliance, as expected. Very fast game as well, 23 minutes. They rack up about 35,000 gold advantage almost. I think that's the record for the day. 23 minutes, 35k.
Yeah, that's...
And almost 30k experience. That's mighty.
Yeah, mighty indeed. That is the word. I don't know. I have certain words that I'm just struggling to work out of my vocabulary here. But nonetheless, Synderen, thank you for joining me here today, and you will be back for the next week or so until we leave for our Christmas break of Starladder, which starts on the 23rd, less than a week away. But you'll be here at least tomorrow and the days following, so we can all look forward to that. Thank you for joining us today, my friend. Guys, make sure you give Synderen a follow on Twitter. It's at SynderenDota. It is in the title of the broadcast, and I'm at ZyoriTV on Twitter, also in the title. But any comments you want to make here, buddy, before we wrap it up?
Oh, not so much. I don't think we had many surprises today. I think the games were kind of as expected, I suppose, and just looking forward to some more action tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for joining us, guys, here on Beyond the Summit. We'll see you guys tomorrow at the regular time, 17 CET, 11 o'clock a.m. for those of you on the East Coast like myself. But until then, take care.